Embroidered Dreams Reflecting the Moon. Chapter 1. The wind is surging. Left General Xiao Yunfan, wearing armor and full of vigor, had fought on the battlefield and gained great fame. However, during a rebellion, he was ambushed and fell off a steep cliff, seriously injured and unconscious. The hustle and bustle of the world disappeared in an instant, and his life was like a candle in the wind, flickering. Just as his life was hanging by a thread, a quiet figure passed through the forest. Her name is Chu Tong, the daughter of a family of herbal medicine in the mountains. Her face is picturesque, and she has the compassion of a bodhisattva. Her eyes were as bright as water, shining with a gentle light. Chu Tong found the dying Xiao Yunfan, and without saying a word, carried him back to his secluded hut in the mountains, and began an embroidered dream of life and love. Chapter 2. The fragrance of medicine lingers. Chu Tong carefully treated Xiao Yunfan's wounds, steamed herbs and boiled decoctions. Her gentle voice seemed to have magic, piercing the depths of his consciousness and awakening dormant hope. General, don't be afraid, I will accompany you and save you from pain bit by bit. As she spoke, she used an embroidery needle to depict the pattern of the wedding dress on the cloth, the blue and white magnolia, symbolizing purity and tenacity. This wedding dress was embroidered by Chu Tong for herself, and she will marry her beloved man soon. But now, in her heart, another trace of emotion quietly emerged. Chapter 3. Nightmares and Light. Under the influence of medicinal power, Xiao Yunfan sometimes woke up, sometimes fell into nightmares. He dreamed of the battlefield of the past, filled with gunpowder smoke and blood flowing into rivers, dream about the pain and loneliness of being betrayed. Every time Chu Tong saw him in pain, she comforted him softly, listened patiently and embroidered more delicate patterns for him, as if weaving warmth and strength with embroidery threads. Time flowed in tranquility, and the bond between the two gradually deepened. The anger and confusion in Xiao Yunfan's heart were gradually resolved by understanding and love. Chapter 4. The Dawn of Rebirth. A few months later, Xiao Yunfan's injuries were mostly healed, but he still could not return to the battlefield. His heart became soft because of Chu Tong. He began to reflect on the killings of the past and longed to find the possibility of another life. However, the outside world is changing, the political situation is turbulent, and there is an undercurrent of the imperial court and rebel forces. Xiao Yunfan's enemies did not let him go, and secretly planned a bigger conspiracy. Chu Tong stood firmly beside him, and the two agreed to face the storm of the future together. Chapter 5. Shadow Reappearance. Just as Xiao Yunfan planned to return to the battlefield and expose the conspiracy, a team of assassins in black quietly sneaked into the mountains. Chu Tong sensed the crisis with keen intuition and fought side by side with Xiao Yunfan. She displays extraordinary medical skills and wit, using herbal toxins to confuse her enemies. After a bizarre night fight, the assassin was defeated, but a surprising secret was also revealed. It turned out that behind all this conspiracy, there was a mysterious man in black, who had a close relationship with Xiao Yunfan's former comrades in arms. Chapter 6. The Truth Crack. After an in-depth investigation, Xiao Yunfan was shocked to find that the former comrade in arms had become the most secretive controller in the imperial court, using power and strategy to try to overthrow the existing regime. Xiao Yunfan faces a choice: should he pick up his sword again and break with his former comrades, or seek peace through reconciliation? Chu Tong's love and persistence became his strength. They decided to use wisdom and courage to expose the darkness and protect their country and country. Chapter 7. Embroidery Dreams Come True. After a magnificent decisive battle, Xiao Yunfan personally subdued the man in black, and the political situation gradually stabilized. His relationship with Chu Tong is as delicate and tenacious as the wedding dress she embroidered. The two returned to the mountains hand in hand, and Chu Tong finally put on the wedding dress full of hard work and married Xiao Yunfan. The shadow of the war of the past is replaced by love and hope. underscore 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 un. Chapter 8 A New Life Under the Moon. On the night of the wedding, the bright moon hung high, and the aroma of herbs wafted in the mountains and forests. Xiao Yunfan and Chu Tong stood in the moonlight, staring at each other, their hearts full of peace and happiness. The hatred and pain of the past became the foreshadowing, and they ushered in a new life together. The embroidery needle gently passes through the fabric, weaving the light of the future, reflecting each other's hearts. Chapter 9 The Afterimage of the Cloud Sail. After the wedding, Xiao Yunfan and Chu Tong lived a peaceful life in a mountain hut. But peaceful times are always short. One night, a gust of wind swept through the mountains and forests, and the moonlight was covered by thick clouds. Chu Tong was sewing embroidered clothes in the courtyard, and suddenly felt a chill approaching. A dark shadow flickered, and a familiar figure appeared at the door. It was the leader of the black-clad assassins who had been suppressed in the past, alive and with the fury of revenge. General Xiao, you suppressed my family in the past, and tonight, I want you to taste the taste of losing everything. A strange hidden weapon flashed in his hand, and the air was filled with the breath of death. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10 The Clash of Moon Shadows. Although Xiao Yunfan's injuries had not fully recovered, he resolutely stepped forward to protect Chu Tong. The assassin in black uses a hidden weapon to perform strange moves, the speed is like a ghost, and the move is deadly. The two clashed fiercely under the moonlight, and Xiao Yunfan insisted on resisting with the support of his rich war scriptures and Chu Tong's medical skills. At the critical moment, Chu Tong used herbs to ignite a cloud of smoke to cover Xiao Yunfan's counterattack. Shadow and light intertwined, on the line between life and death. Xiao Yunfan finally used a delicate sword to cut off his opponent's weapon, forcing him to retreat. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11 The Secret Pharmacopoeia. The shadows retreated, but the crisis remained unresolved. Chu Tong discovered that the charms and toxins on this assassin's body were not something ordinary people could master, and they must be related to deeper dark forces. To this end, she decided to return to her hometown and look for the legendary secret pharmacopoeia, which may contain antidotes and countermeasures. The two embark on a journey, encountering wind and snow, traps and treacherous hearts along the way. However, Chu Tong's delicate and gentle heart and Xiao Yunfan's resolute figure have become each other's strongest support. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 12 Embroidery Maze. The secret pharmacopoeia is hidden in ancient temples, and the entrance is guarded by an intricate labyrinth of embroidered flowers. There are not only exquisite traps in the maze, but also illusion trials, making it difficult to distinguish between reality and dreams. Chu Tong used her delicate observation of embroidery to crack the code in the maze pattern. Xiao Yunfan used calm judgment to resist the interference of illusions. After many trials, they finally obtain the pharmacopoeia and discover a miracle medicine that can crack the dark charm. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13 The Embroidery of Fate. On the way back, Xiao Yunfan's body was gradually eroded by the talisman, and the pain was unbearable. Chu Tong took care of it wholeheartedly, boiled it with secret medicine, and applied herbal medicine to treat it. For countless nights, the embroidery needle gently shuttled over the wedding dress, and the fine stitches were as stable as a heartbeat. This is not only a wedding dress, but also the weaving of life she has woven for Xiao Yunfan. Although fate is ill-fated, love is firmly tied between the embroidery threads. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 14 Desperate Counterattack. The dark forces sensed that their plan had been revealed and sent stronger pursuers to attack the mountains and forests. Although Xiao Yunfan was seriously injured, he was determined not to let the darkness swallow everything. He and Chu Tong teamed up to set traps and used the formation in the embroidery maze to counterattack. A bizarre battle filled with exotic herbal smoke and embroidery illusions unfolds deep in the mountains and forests. The black-clothed pursuers fell one after another, the darkness gradually receded, and the mountains and forests were restored to life. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 15 Embroidered Dreams Are Eternal. The wind in the mountains and forests blew gently again, and Chu Tong finally completed the exquisite wedding dress. Xiao Yunfan slowly recovered from the medicinal power, his eyes full of gratitude and affection. Their stories are sublimated from pain and turned into eternal legends in the mountains and forests. Embroidery and knitting the future reflect the most beautiful dreams under the bright moon. Chapter 16 The Prelude to the Storm. Chu Tong and Xiao Yunfan had just survived the danger of the pursuers, and they felt a little relieved, but they didn't expect that a bigger storm was brewing in the shadows. The power struggle within the imperial court intensified, and the mastermind behind the former black-clad assassin surfaced. It turned out to be a powerful prime minister in the court, named Han Ji. In order to consolidate his power, Han Ji did not hesitate to use dark charms and forbidden drugs to try to control the entire dynasty, and even secretly sent assassins to try to get rid of Xiao Yunfan, the biggest obstacle. Chu Tong and Xiao Yunfan decided that they must break into the imperial city and uncover the prime minister's conspiracy, otherwise the country will fall into endless darkness. Chapter 17 The undercurrent is turbulent. The road to the imperial city was full of dangers, and the two sneaked into the court under pseudonyms to secretly collect evidence of the crimes of Han Ji and his henchmen. Chu Tong's herbal medicine and embroidery skills have become the key to the intelligence code, and the symbols embroidered on the fabric hide the code, helping them break through the layers of surveillance. Xiao Yunfan, relying on his former general's authority and wisdom, made friends with the righteous forces in the palace and secretly planned a counterattack. A bizarre battle of wits and courage within the court gradually unfolded. Chapter 18 The Embroidery Storm. At a court feast, Chu Tong wore the wedding dress embroidered with blue and white magnolia and became a code-bearer. She cleverly hid the key token exposing Han Ji's conspiracy in the embroidery, showing it to people in public, but no one noticed. The banquet fell into chaos, Han Ji's conspiracy was gradually exposed, and fierce factional struggles broke out within the imperial court. Xiao Yunfan led the loyal soldiers to break through the siege and head straight for Han Ji. Chapter 19 Destiny Showdown. Finally, in the secret room of the palace, Xiao Yunfan and Han Ji fought a life and death battle. Han Ji used a forbidden charm and transformed into a bizarre demonic shadow, trying to drown out Xiao Yunfan's will. Xiao Yunfan relied on the miraculous medicine refined by Chu Tong and the firm belief in his heart, gradually cracking the talisman and subduing Han Ji. The light of justice illuminated the darkness. Han Ji was escorted into the cold palace, and his power was wiped out. Chapter 20 Promises in the Moonlight. After the turmoil, Xiao Yunfan and Chu Tong returned to the mountains and forests, and this time, their hearts were more closely connected. Chu Tong finally put on the wedding dress she embroidered with her own hands, and the two made eternal vows under the moonlight. They know that there may still be ups and downs in the future, but as long as they care about each other, they can embroider a beautiful life that belongs to the two of them. Finale. Time passes, and embroidered dreams become reality. Xiao Yunfan became a hero who protected the country and pacified the troubled times, and was respected by both the government and the people. Chu Tong benefited the people with her medical skills in embroidery, and her wedding dress embroidered with blue and white magnolia became a symbol of love and tenacity. The two walked hand in hand through the wind and frost, like embroidered threads under the moon, tightly intertwining each other's destinies, and endlessly. Postscript. It is a journey of love, perseverance, and redemption. The story of Xiao Yunfan and Chu Tong tells us that no matter how deep the darkness is, as long as the embroidery threads of love are connected, we can weave the brightest flowers in life. May every reader find the bright moon in their hearts and illuminate the way forward.